Yo, what's up, guys? I just got done watching Game 5 between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls. In today's video, I'm going to be recapping and breaking down that game, talking about what changes and what free agents the Chicago Bulls need to target in this upcoming offseason. Also giving a quick little update on Zach LaVine's knee injury that's been bothering him pretty much this whole season. And I'm going to be talking about some trade rumors surrounding Vooch. Vooch recently spoke on those trade rumors as well. But either way, before I jump into today's video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Also leave a quick like on today's video. It takes a second and it helps me out a lot. And some comments and questions below today's video, just recapping this whole season as a Bulls fan and obviously this upcoming off season. Also check out my last video if you guys missed it. Billy Donovan gave some post-game comments about a week or two ago, and he kind of hinted at the Chicago Bulls off-season plans. I covered that whole topic and broke that down. But either way, let's just jump right into a quick little Game 5 recap. And I'm going to be honest, it really wasn't a game. I mean, the last 3 or so games of this series weren't close. They were all blowouts. I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, I have liked what I saw from Patrick Williams for the past 2 games, but either way, he hasn't played the best defense on Giannis. But at the end of the day, the only player in the NBA that can stop Giannis is himself. Pretty much everyone struggled from the field, I'd say, in Game 5. The Bulls only shot 42% from the field, which isn't awful, I'd say, but they did allow the Bucks to shoot about 50%. The Bulls did throw up 52 three-pointers, and they only made 15. That's 29% from three-point range. And in the NBA, especially nowadays, if you want to go far in the NBA playoffs and win a championship, you got to start hitting three-pointers, especially open looks. I feel like the whole time this season and in the NBA playoffs, I'd say the Bulls generated a lot of open threes. They just couldn't knock them down. Obviously, I do believe the Chicago Bulls front office needs to add some size to this roster, but also some better three-point shooting, in my opinion, because in the playoffs, they're obviously going to double Vooch, Demar, and Zach. And I'd say the Chicago Bulls role players need to get upgraded, and if you're open for at the three-point line, you got to make that, especially in the NBA playoffs. Also in Game 5 and pretty much the whole playoff series versus the Bucks, the Bulls have been getting killed on the glass. I mean, they pretty much got out-rebounded by about 14 to 15. No matter what, I'm expecting a lot of roster changes in this upcoming offseason. Like I did say, I broke down this whole topic, and I did cover Billy Donovan's post-game comments the other day in my last video. But either way, leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about Game 5 and just the whole playoff series versus the Bucks and the Chicago Bulls whole season and just giving your thoughts on it. Either way, obviously I wasn't happy, and I'm sure a lot of Bulls fans aren't happy with the second half of the season. You could blame that on injuries. You can blame that on how easy the roster was, or how easy the schedule was to start this season. But either way, this season and playoff series was a success in my opinion. Obviously, the Bulls haven't made the playoffs in 5 years, so I'm just happy with that. I'm expecting Arturas to make some big moves in this upcoming offseason. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about that topic. And speaking of the NBA offseason coming up quick, the Bulls obviously have a big decision to make on the whole Zach LaVine situation. You know, he is a free agent. I do expect the Bulls to offer him a max contract. I know Zach has been getting a lot of hate, I'd say, for the second half of this season, really kind of struggling with his play, and especially in the NBA playoffs. I mean, throughout the whole season, pretty much, Zach LaVine has said he's been playing through back injuries, knee injuries, and everything like that. Obviously, Alex Caruso and Zach LaVine did miss Game 5, but other than Zach LaVine, you know, dealing with COVID right now, Zach LaVine also has some other issues to deal with. And according to a Bulls insider, he said that Zach LaVine has downplayed the level of discomfort in his left knee all season. And it's looking like Bulls guard Zach LaVine is headed for left knee surgery right now. And back in early March, Zach LaVine was talking about the discomfort of his knee, and he said, me at 80%, 70%, whatever it is, I'm still one of the best players in the NBA, and damn sure one of the best players on the court when we play. And according to a source close to the situation, however, Zach LaVine's knee was more like 50%, and that's on a good day. And also, while Zach LaVine wouldn't come out and say for sure that he was headed for off-season surgery, likely a scope and a checkout, the source said he will in fact have surgery almost immediately this offseason. One scenario that has been ruled out according to the source was that the knee, I'd say, was a problem, and Zach will be dealing with this long term. So at least that's good news for the Bulls and Zach LaVine, that this hopefully won't be a long-term issue, because like I just said, he's a free agent, and the Chicago Bulls front front office are going to have to figure out if he's worth $200+ million, or maybe there's been a lot of talk recently about a Chicago Bulls sign and trade with Zach. I say bring Zach back. I know there's been a lot of hate on him, especially in the playoffs. He wasn't playing the best, but he was still putting up pretty solid numbers, especially if his knee was bothering him this much. I just hope, the surgery goes fine and he doesn't have any long-term issues, because even though he played this whole season kind of hurt and dealing with nagging injuries, I mean, Zach is only 27 years old. He's about to be in his prime, and on the season, he played amazing basketball, even when he has been injured. And on the season, in about 35 minutes a night, he did still average 24 points per game, shooting 48% from the field and about 40% from three-point range. Also 5 rebounds, 5 assists, about a steal a game as well. And don't forget, obviously, Zach LaVine's the big name on the Chicago Bulls, and he took kind of the back seat to DeMar's incredible season. A lot of NBA stars and superstars in the NBA wouldn't do that nowadays. So huge shout out to Zach LaVine. Hopefully he does get right this offseason and the Bulls do sign him to a max contract. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation below today's video. And the final topic in today's video is about some Nikola Vooch trade rumors. I feel like for this whole season, Vooch has got a lot of unnecessary hate. Sure, I've hated on him, I'd say here and there, because his play was kind of all over the place, especially for the price that the Chicago Bulls did give up in assets to acquire him, in my opinion. Obviously, he did deal with COVID, a few injuries, like just a few missed games here and there, silly injuries. His stats have been up and down, especially his three-point shooting. I don't know what happened to his three-point shot, but obviously Vooch did comment on the trade rumors, and he isn't thrilled to hear about the Bulls' trade rumors. He did say that's something that's totally out of control as players. Our job is to try and go as far as we can. Then the front office makes the decision on the team going forward. I was in a limited amount of trade rumors in my time in Orlando, so it's something I really don't think about very much. What's the point of me worrying about things when it's completely out of my control? That's how I approach things like that. And I do agree, I don't expect the Bulls to trade Vooch, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Bulls did shop him. I mean, I think it's obvious Vooch is not the best center in the NBA. He is getting up there in age. Thankfully, his salary does go down next season. In my opinion, I do believe the Bulls need to add some better rim protection, but Vooch is still a walking double-double and a solid all-star in my opinion. Vooch also did continue, and he said it does take time to build a team when you have so many new players and so many young players, and I agree with that. He also said, I think we've shown that we can play really well. I know lately we haven't, but that's part of being a new team, growing together, going through ups and downs and trying to figure it out. Right now it doesn't look great because we're losing, but things can turn quickly in the NBA. And now the question is, does the front office see that the same way Vooch just described it? I guess we'll wait and see. Thank you guys again for all the love on the channel for this whole season. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.